Good morning, everyone. So, the chicken video today is with a wooden chicken because it rained like crazy here yesterday afternoon and evening, and the chickens took that as an opportunity to run around in the mud. So, I did not want to do a video with a muddy chicken. It just seemed too big of a mess. So, the chicken video today is, uh, a little less than exciting. But here's what I'd like to do today. Thank you all for signing in yesterday. That seemed to work pretty well. There'll be a new one for today that works pretty well. Those of you with creative email addresses, I don't even know what to say. Um, you may want to, before you apply to jobs or anything with those email addresses, come up with something that is a little bit more representative of your actual name and your desire to tell people who you are. Your email address is a reflection of who you are, and while you may be, in your own mind, you may be funny pants 6'1" happy. An employer is not going to look at that and think, "Yep, that's the person I want." So consider, nah, I'll drop it. We have other things to talk about. I'd like to get on to not chapter, scene 5 of the Glass Menagerie. If you've been following along and hopefully watching it and reading it on your own, we are up to the point where Amanda has asked Tom to find a gentleman caller for Laura. Just as a side note, when Tennessee Williams wrote this play, he originally was going to title it The Gentleman or A Gentleman Caller, but instead went with the Glass Menagerie, switching the focus from the gentleman caller to his sister Amanda, or the character Amanda, Tom's sister Amanda, and her, not Amanda, Laura, and her fascination with these glass animals. But in scene 5, uh, Tom has actually acquired somebody from where he works to come for dinner. And it opens with Amanda, and being Amanda, people gonna people, saying to Tom, "Will you do me a favor?" And he says, "What?" And of course, the favor is something ridiculous like comb your hair. You look so pretty when your hair's combed. And she's just on him all the time. She says, "I'm going out to smoke," and she says, "You smoke too much. A pack a day at 15 cents a pack. How much would that amount to in a month?" 30 times 15 is how much, Tom? Figure it out, and you'd be astounded what you could save. Enough to give you a night school course in accounting. Just think what a wonderful thing that would be for you. And he says, "I'd rather smoke." She, I mean, she's trying. She wants the best for her kids, but she has, a very limited way of expressing that. They notice that there's a moon, and Amanda is talking about wishing on a moon, like wishing on a shooting star. And Tom asks her what she wishes for, and she says, "Success and happiness for my precious children." I truly believe that of Amanda. That is all she wants. Remember back when she said, "My devotion has made me a witch." She's so desperate to have these two launch and be successful on their own, and she just doesn't have the tools and the communication skills to get them there. She's just not able to help them, really. And because she can't help them, she's in this helpless spiral of just constantly nagging them to be better people. Um, Tom lets her know that, in fact, he has found a nice young man at the warehouse and tells her we're going to have a gentleman caller. And she is just excited to all ends, and almost too excited. She wants to go pay off the couch so it can be delivered. She wants to repaper the walls. She wants to do all these crazy things to make this a fantastic experience, because she's making it a big deal. Um, Tom says to her, they talk about whether he's a drinker or whether he's lazy, what kind of job he has. And Tom says, "Aren't you being a little bit premature? Mr. O'Connor has not yet even appeared on the scene, but he's coming the next day. So Amanda really can't do much to get this place ready for them." And um, she's already in her mind planning that this is the one, this is the answer to their problem of what to do with Laura. And Tom reminds her that lots of fellows meet girls who they don't marry. Um, and Amanda just can't seem to grasp this. Amanda is certain that this guy is the one. They get into it a little bit back and forth about whether he's a good guy and how much money he makes and whether he could support a family. And Amanda is in the process of making plans and provisions for her daughter Laura. And Amanda says to him, and I think this is a valuable quote, she says to Tom, "You are the only young man that I know of who ignores the fact that the future becomes the present the past, and the past turns into everlasting regret if you don't plan for it." Um, Tom says, "I'll think that over and see what I can make of it." But ultimately, the idea is that she's thinking way too far in the future, and he's thinking, "What do I do in my next step? Do I stay or go?" Um, so the only other thing I want to talk to you about in scene 5, and this will be the assignment, and I'll put an assignment up for you to answer, and it can be brief. I'm not looking for a huge essay. Um, Tom tells Amanda that he didn't tell Mr. O'Connor about Laura. He just invited him for dinner. He says, "Why don't you come have dinner with us?" He said, "Okay," and that was the whole conversation. So Tom didn't warn his coworker that this was a blind date. He just said, "You want to come for dinner?" Jim O'Connor says, "Sure." And now Amanda is going crazy thinking this is the guy that's going to marry her daughter. But Jim O'Connor has no idea about this. Um, Amanda says, "You'll know about Laura. He'll know about Laura when he gets here. When he sees how lovely and sweet and pretty she is, he'll thank his lucky stars he was asked to dinner." And Tom says, "Mother, you mustn't expect too much of Laura." And Amanda says, "What do you mean?" Tom answers, "Laura seems all those things to you and me because she's ours and we love her. We don't even notice she's crippled anymore." And Amanda says, "Don't say crippled. You know I never allow that word to be used." And Tom answers, "But face facts, Mother. She is, and that's not all. Laura is very different from other girls." And Amanda says, "And I think the difference is all to her advantage." And Tom reminds Amanda, "Not quite all. In the eyes of others, strangers, she's terribly shy and lives in a world of her own, and those things make her seem a little peculiar to people outside the house." And Amanda says, "Don't say peculiar. Face the facts. She is." And Amanda says, "In what way is she peculiar, may I ask?" And Tom gently reminds her, "She lives in a world of her own, a world of little glass ornaments, Mother. She plays old phonograph records, and that's about all." And then Tom leaves. He's going to the movies. But that saying, where is it again? She seems all these things, sweet, kind, pretty. She sees, and Tom says, "She seems all these things to you and me because she's ours and we love her." So here's the assignment, and I'll write it in the assignment thing as well. She's ours and we love her, so we don't notice her flaws. Um, I don't know about you guys, but there are lots of situations where I've used this line. Uh, Here's the lightest example. I have 2 dogs that live in the house. They're both thankfully sleeping right now and not barking through the video. But one of them, his name's Sam. He'll be 14. He's old. He's not a lot of, he was adorable as a puppy, But now he's kind of old and he's really cranky and he barks a lot. And because he's old, he can't really see very well and he can't really hear much. And he's all gray. And did I mention cranky? Because he's really cranky. Um, but he's ours and we love him. Somebody else coming in to the house and seeing the dogs would not go, "Oh, Sam, you're so cute and such a wonderful pet," because he is not. He is not cute anymore. He's old and snarly and he's got this tumory thing on his chest that the vet doesn't want to put him to sleep to take off. And he's cranky. I think I mentioned that. But he's ours, and I love him. Um, and I think there are lots of situations like that in life where we're just used to it because it's ours and we love it. But other people look at it and go, "Ah, geez, I don't see the attraction to that." What Tom's worried about is he and Amanda love Laura very much because she's theirs. But she is different. She is almost painfully shy and really has a difficulty existing in the real world. She really struggles. So if you made it through the whole video, thank you for watching. Sorry the chicken's not live. There'll be an attendance assignment for you to click on so I can take attendance, and there'll be another assignment that just asks you to answer a quick question. Um, and we'll go forward from there. Tomorrow we'll do the important parts of scene 6. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. Happy April Fools, and be safe out there. Be kind to each other. Stay away from people. 6 foot's the minimum. Don't get up on people. Let's try to keep each other healthy and safe. Talk to you tomorrow. See you guys.